Hello everyone, welcome back to Truffles Living History. So today we're back out on the farmland that I've been told I'm allowed to use, which I should have been doing some videos on earlier in the year but never got a chance. And we're going to be properly having a look around to find spaces where I can do specific videos that I've got planned, so then we can pull my finger out and actually get on with doing some content for you out here in the countryside. So it's been a few months since I've been having a walk around this ground. I just haven't had the time to do anything out here. So what I'm going to basically do today is I'm going to have a wander around and I'm going to look for places to do specific videos and then show you them areas, and you can tell me what you think and have any ideas for when I actually do them. But I've got some ideas for what I want to do. We just need to find a few spaces for each specific thing. So obviously, as active farmland, these fields and stuff aren't all usable all around the year because obviously I have the crops growing and everything on them. As you can see now though, that's pretty much all been cut down and they're all just empty. So I don't want to be doing stuff around here when there's harvesters and tractors and stuff operating, so I thought I'd better let them, as I missed the start of the year, the weather was rubbish and everything, just out of time, I thought I'd let the harvest get finished and then we'd come and have another look and see what we can do. So I've got at least 3 videos in mind that I want to do pretty much straight away. One of them is for pup tents, so I want to do a quick assembly video to show people how to put them up, especially how to put them up on your own, because although they're basic, people do struggle with it. So I'm going to do a video of how to put up a pup tent and both the different types. So for that I need a nice flat bit of grassland really, so I can lay out the pup tents and go over it stage by stage with you. I don't want them to be on rough bumpy ground, just need to find a nice flat bit of grass, and I've got an idea where there might be some of that. So that's the first video I want to get done for you. Number 2 is I want to find somewhere in a hedgerow where you can make a nice machine gun nest, looking over the field how that would have been. And I've got an idea where there might be a spot for that already, which I think I shoot in an old video. So I want to do a machine gun setup inside the hedgerow sort of thing to see a sort of representation of what it would have been like in the Normandy fields as such, as close as you can get to that in Norfolk anyway, I suppose. With that video I also might do some camping, like in the nest overnight sort of stuff with only the gear that they would have had. That might be quite interesting and horrendously uncomfortable and basically just me punishing myself, but you guys might find it interesting and that'll be an experience for me as well. So we find an area where I can put a nest in a bush, which sounds a bit weird, and also possibly do some camping out there without a tent or anything, foxhole style I suppose. Thirdly, what I've got an idea to do is find an area inside a little bit of wood where I can set up a pup tent again. Probably do a few videos on this, or what I find an area where I can do it regularly really if I want to, just somewhere where that's out of way, out of line of sight of everyone, where I can put a pup tent up so I can do overnight stuff. We can do you know, how it would have been videos like in a pup tent with just their equipment, similar to like the hedge thing but with the pup tent, in a bit of woodland where you can just kind of hide and do stuff, maybe light fires and do bits and pieces without bothering anyone. And that'll give us options as well, because then we can do overnight camping things, cooking things, equipment shows, displays and everything can be done in there. So before I bore you with any more of the ideas, let's actually find some places. Now in this hedgerow down here, I'm pretty sure there was somewhere that I saw early in the year when the bush wasn't all grown up, which would make an ideal machine gun nest. And here it is, I'm still just about to see it. Got this little entrance in here, so let me try and squeeze under there and see what we've got inside now that it's all in bloom, as it were. Here we are then, check this out guys, we're basically inside the hedge now, so this is the little bit where I crawled in. And you see we've got a nice little area here, let me just spin you around. So again, there's where we came in, and you've got this little area here of mostly clear ground, the tree on the other side of it there, and then we've got that opening there that looks over the next field, and that's where I'm thinking it'd be nice to have a machine gun set up here, and then you could make yourself a little camp, maybe put a pup half up in here, 3 little bits of equipment, try and make it look authentic, and then maybe spend the night in here. You've got a bit of bush to the side, you're basically completely sealed off from the entire world. So even if you do get any random dog walkers or anything in here, which they shouldn't because it's private land, then they shouldn't really know you're in here. So I'm thinking we set up a 30 cal over there, we get some tins out and some equipment, hang up a half a pup tent, and have a nice little camp in here, and see if I can get permission to actually dig the ground a little bit. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that or not because of weird drainage. There'll be some reason not to, but I'll ask anyway. But yeah, I reckon that'll be a good video for you. So what do you think of this little place? Now I just need to crawl back out of the damn hedge. God, the scratches were real coming back out of there. That is thorny. But yeah, I think that's a perfect location for doing some machine gun nesting and foxhole sort of stuff. What do you think, guys? Also, a quick note, we're trying something a little different with the camera today. So I'm on my tiny little ZV-1, my little tiny vloggy camera that's lightweight and easy to use when you just want to go out quickly for a walk like this. And I've turned the stabilisation off, and I'm going to stabilise it in post, so that should get rid of any of them weird little blurry artifacts every time I take a step and the camera shakes. So give us some feedback on what the footage is like and the stability. Okay, so just ahead of us here, this little treed area, that's where I'm thinking might be good for doing camping with the pup tents and setting up little displays inside there. So let's have a look inside there and see what that looks like these days. So this area, this junction has all been sorted out since I was last here. Last time I was here this was a right mess, but my father's actually been down here and flattened this all out and put in a brand new track, which I'm going to go and try and find in a little while. So this is at least in better condition to bring the Jeep down, because that was a complete mess last time I was here. Right, hello birdie. Let's go for a wander in here and see what we can find. Apart from lots and lots and lots of little baby pheasants. They're having a good time. Yeah, that's the problem, because there is a game on here. Now this isn't part of the area that I've been told to avoid because of the pheasants and stuff, but they've clearly took up residence in this little shaded area. Anyway, bird problems aside, this is the little area where I was thinking. The track's just there. I figured you could make a space in here big enough to put a pup tent. Oh, it's another little baby. Yeah, you could put a pup tent up in here, or make sort of a little foxhole or something in here. You've even, if you go to the edge up here, you've got the line to the next field. So this could even be somewhere where you could do like the machine gun or something like that. You've got lots of options in here. It's really a perfect little bit of land. If we come over here, actually you have to go round. If we go round here, you just see you've got a nice sort of pre-made dugout. Got to look at all them little things, there's loads of them in here. Yeah, you've got a nice little dugout here already made on the edge of the field. So you could definitely do something in here. This is perfect. That's probably, you might not be able to tell on the camera, but that's probably 2.5 foot from the verge here. As in 2.5 foot lower. And this is a lovely little size. This might actually be a better area to do it than the in the hedge. I'll just have to have a discussion about these pheasants and that. So yeah, I need to get permission and stuff. So I really think in this little treed area here would be perfect to do a lot of things. We could do all sorts of like in the field displays to put on videos for you guys in here. Get some pictures, set up some camp. It'd be a really good little area. So I'll have to have a word with the landowner and see if I can actually use this little bit for camping. Might be restricted due to all these little baby pheasants, but we'll see and find out. But before I leave, just one last little shot of the area. So over there, like in the distance, that's where we came in. So you've got a fair bit of ground here with a lot of trees. You can set up some guy ropes between the trees and stuff like that to do a little camp. And then to the left over here is where you've got like the dugout, which really is perfect. So I think this is an ideal location. Alright, so that's that location sorted out. So now we need to take a wander in that direction, because that is where I believe I'm going to find a nice piece of grassland that would be suitable for the how-to videos. So I'll take a wander down there and then I'll get back to you guys. The one pain with all this is that basically whenever I do anything, I'm going to have to bring the Jeep down here to transport the equipment and stuff like that. And the Jeep's not going to get into any of them openings. I'm going to basically have to leave the Jeep on the track wherever I'm doing something. I'd like to do some videos with the Jeep where you set that up with like a, losing my words, a pup tent hanging off the side of it and stuff, and do some living out with the vehicle overnighters. That'd be good. But ideally I need to find a bit of ground where the Jeep can drive to have that all set up, because I'm not going to be able to get the Jeep inside the tree lines here. That's not suitable. So you need to keep an eye out for that as well. Bit of grassland that might have somewhere where I can put the Jeep where it's hidden to do some overnight stuff. So this area is looking very different to when I was last here. So just round to the left, either just round to the left if I'm in the right area, which I don't think I am actually. No, I'm not. But just round here, there's a couple of options for flat grassy land. We've got a little opening here on the end of this field. Oh, hopefully the wind's not too bad for you guys, that is getting a bit gusty. So we've got this little bit here, which is kind of out of the way. You might be able to get away with doing some stuff here. I could certainly bring the Jeep here and do some stuff like the pup tent, setting up just to, you know, the how-to guide sort of stuff. So you could come out here for the afternoon and easily put pup tents up on here. The ground's not overly even, but there you go. And then this track just goes into the next field. I don't think there's anything of particular use here. No, not really. So I'm not going to do anything in here. But this little bit of ground right here we could use to bring the Jeep down, to put the pup tents up, to do the how-to guides for making bed rolls and stuff like that. It's not perfectly flat ground, but at least there's no crops on it, and it's not on the public footpath. Anyway, let's go further down, see if we can find somewhere better. Right, so I'm a bit of an idiot. Hopefully that gusty wind's not too bad. So this area behind me where I just show you with that bit of the grassland, that is the bit I thought it was. That's just that this place looks so different to when I was last here that I didn't recognise it. So yeah, down there is where we were, at the gap of them trees. That's where that bit of flat ground is. But last time I was here, this was all just flat, nice grass. So this is the area where we'd have to use to do stuff like putting the pup tents up just out in the middle in the afternoon to do some how-to guides and stuff like that. But I'm just going to take a quick wander down this track to see what the other end looks like now, because honestly this looks like a completely different part of the planet to when I was last here. Yeah, I know where we are now. So we just come from down there, got a lovely bit of wooded area there, quiet track. Now unfortunately can't use any of that because that's where the gamekeeper operates, and I do believe he's actually down there now because I can hear the music, so I got to stay out of that way. So yeah, the previous bit around this corner is definitely where we'll have to use for the open grass bit. Okay then everyone, I think that's about it. I don't think there's going to be anywhere else that I can really use to do the sort of things I want to do. So we've got that little hole in the hedge, which I think would be a cool place to do some bits and pieces. We've got the bigger treed area with that natural dugout, which should be ideal to do some stuff as well. And we've got this bit behind me here, which has got the flat bit of grass. The only problem being that there is a public right of way through this bit. So you don't want to be really spending your nights there, which is a shame, because that'd have really been good to find somewhere where I can park the Jeep and hang like the stuff off the side of that to do a living out the Jeep overnight sort of video. So I'll have to have a word with the chap who owns the land and see what I can and can't do. But if we can do some camping out in them treed areas and that hedge area, that'd be good. And other than that, we've got a few areas. So what do you think of the ideas I got so far? What would you suggest? Any more video ideas? And yeah, what do you think of the area? So give us some feedback. Hopefully the footage hasn't come out too bad on my little camera here of the stabilisation turned off. So give us some feedback, I'll get back to you. If this interests you at all and you'd like to see the stuff that's going to be coming up in the future, please do give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.